What's up YouTube, it's Saiyan here coming at you with another Dragon Ball CCG Mailday video. It's been some time since I had one of these videos up. Obviously, I am constantly out on the hunt to find cards for my favorite card game. And today, I have an update for you guys. So I keep receiving quite a few messages about, where to get these cards from, or oh, it's so difficult. Um, I'm gonna say it's not the easiest thing to find cards for any card game that's been out of print for over 10 years. But my suggestion would be to keep an eye out, guys. That's the only realistic way how you're gonna be able to score these finds. If you go back to my previous videos, you can see that every once in a while I manage to score another good lot of cards to be able to build on my collection, and that's just the way to go. You have to be out there. You have to be speaking to people. You have to be asking questions. Now I did get a few requests as well, whether I'm up for trades or not. And I would say, if the card that you're looking for is something that I'm willing to trade, and of course I'm happy to go for a trade. I'm not selling anything right now at this particular moment. I will have eBay listings up in the next couple of months, and you will all be able to purchase from me. I will make it international. So depends what you look for. I might have it, I might not. But if it comes down to trades, obviously, because I have a pretty good collection, I have a copy of every single card that's been printed. Well, now with this lot, I actually have a copy of every single card that's been printed in the game. It's quite difficult to give me an offer that will make it worthwhile. And, that's just how it is. I am first and foremost a collector. Yes, I do have a lot of decks out there, but this is it. You have to sweeten the deal if you want to get a good one. But anyway, without any further ado, let's get into this month's mail day. And you can see, yet again, I managed to get quite a sweet, neat little pile here of different cards. And a lot of these will be promos. So I'm really excited. I actually haven't really expanded my promo collection too much because they're out there. Again, promos out there on eBay. Certain web shops are still selling these cards. So just go out and dig, and you might be able to find some of these. But anyway, let's have a look. All right, so to start with, obviously you guys have already seen that we have a number of copies of Antagonism here. This is the promo copy, and you can tell the difference because obviously the writing is in silver as opposed to the usual black writing. And of course, all the promo cards are foil, which makes them really desirable. They look really cool in your deck. Antagonism, I think we've spoken about this card in one of my previous videos. I think it's a fairly good draw engine. You can splash it into any deck because it comes for a generic chi, and you can use it from turn 2 onwards. So it's a relatively quick card advantage card as well. But the drawback is that you don't really want to use it on its own. You want to have at least 2 antagonisms out, or even possibly 3, which is not too easy to pull off in this game, to have all 3 copies of the same card in play. But if you do have a couple of cards you can search with, you can get these into play. The real issue that I have with this card is that it's not just you that benefits from it, but your opponent as well. But then again, it's splashable, and for certain deck types, this might be a good option to go with. Yeah, cool little card, full playset of the promos. I also got 3 copies of Awakening of the Evil. I think it's a genuinely mediocre card. I would be really hard pushed to find any real home for this card. You have to be a defender, you have to use it in your action phase, and the warrior you can put into place has to be a cost of 3 or less. You could maybe run it, but there are so many different technique cards that are much more better than this one. But it's still a promo. Got 3 copies of Body Change. Again, I really just got this because it's a promo and I haven't had the promo copies of this yet. You can switch the printing power of target opposing head warrior with and the users until the end of turn. It's, for its cost, turn cost of 5 to blue chi, it's very overpriced for what it does. Got 2 copies of Chaozu, the Chibi Chaozu. So now I have the full playset. I had one Chibi Chaozu before, and you can check it out on my previous video. I'm going to link it up there. It's a cute little card, nothing special. It's an alright 1-drop actually, because you get a fairly good support value. Even when Chaozu gets injured, you still get that 2 support value, which is pretty cool actually. Now this is for my Android deck. If you haven't checked out that profile yet, then head over and do it right now. I'm linking it up in the corner for you guys to be able to click on it. Colonel Violet, I think it's a really, really good Red Ribbon Army card. Red Ribbon Army Warrior. Basically allows you to give for free one of your warriors Red Ribbon Army status until the end of turn. Plus she's a really good support character. Again, if he gets injured, she keeps the same stats, which is really, really good. And I was looking for a few copies so I can bling out my Android deck a little bit more. But Colonel Violet, excellent card if you are building around Red Ribbon Army. Then we got 2 Enormous Fighting Aura. These are also promos, even though they don't have the silver writing. These came out in conjunction with set 3, if I am correct, with Destructive Fury. And to be fair, Enormous Fighting Aura is not a bad card, I would say, because you can use it very early, turn cost of 1, for 1 Alien Chi, and you basically do an adventure. You reveal the top card of your planet in your strategy phase when you're the attacker, and if the turn cost revealed is 4 or more, target warrior an opponent controls with a turn cost of 4 or less must be sent out to defend this turn. So you can force your opponent to send out a particular character they might be looking to protect for whatever reason. I got 2 copies here because I already had 1 copy, so this is really just completing my playset. Same for Exposure, I already had a copy, so really this is just here to give me the full playset of 3. It could be good. It's a bit situational. You have to be the defender. You only get a time limit of 2, so realistically you only get to use this card once, maybe twice. For 1 generic chi, target warrior an opponent controls loses effect text. So it could be quite good. If that warrior has a specific effect text ability, then Exposure could be used. I would love to say it's splashable, but it's not. You will need the earth cost to pay to get it into the play. And this is one of the 2 cards I haven't had any copies of before. Not that I was too fussed about it, because again, it's one of those cards that doesn't really do much. Again, another earth event, same as Exposure. This one you can see it's got the silver writing. So time limit of 2. This time you have to be the attacker in your strategy phase for an earth chi. Target warrior an opponent controls and another target warrior you control with a turn cost of 3 or more cannot be sent out to battle this turn. So it's a bit of a mod effect where you stop your opponent to send somebody out. The turn cost of 3 or more means it can be good towards late game just to hold some beefy attacker back from attacking, but the time limit is a bit weak, and again you can't really splash it anywhere, so it has to be an earth specific deck. Then we got 3 Piccolo Juniors, again the promo version. You can see the silver writing. Piccolo Junior, I think it's a pretty good warrior, even though it was set 1. It still kept its relevance because set 3 seen the young Piccolo Junior being dropped, so you can evolve into this older teenage Piccolo Junior, I would say, a turn early. In turn 3, you can evolve into it if you have the 0 drop Piccolo Junior in play. And it's a really good attacker, 5440. It doesn't have any effect text, but it is Evil Tribe, it is Namekian, and there are loads of synergies with particularly set 5 cards out that just boost Evil Tribe and Namekians as well. Plus, don't forget that we got Evil Tribe, the Evil Tribe Gangbang card. Evil Tribe returns from set 1, which just makes Piccolo Jr. really good again. Okay, regaining the power, another 3 copies. I have quite a few of these cards. I think it's a really good wish card. Again, it's an available wish card. There's still loads of copies out there, and it's a good one. Giving one of your warriors Thrash 3 could be game-changing. Don't forget, with an outstanding victory on your side with Thrash 3, you basically put 3 cards from your opponent's deck into your opponent's planet damage. And that's huge. That's absolutely huge. You just have to use it at the right time. You have to save up your Dragon Balls for it. It is not necessarily easy. You have to do a lot of planning in this game anyway. Think ahead what you're going to do in your next turn and what you think your opponent's going to do. But once you crack that nut, you should be able to use regaining the power very effectively. If you're not at that stage yet, I would say use Emperor Pilaf's Wish instead of regaining the power, where you can just get rid of 3 of your planet damages. That's more of a defensive card. This is more of an offensive card in terms of wishes, but they're equally good, I think. Right, 1 Supreme Kai, because I have 2 copies. I got those 2 copies ages ago, I think back in 2012. Some 7 years ago now when I got my 2 copies of Supreme Kai. Again, it's a really good support warrior, but it has been unfortunately outclassed by Kibito Kai and Cooler the Third Form. They do what Supreme Kai does, and they do it better. But either way, you got the effect text to move target warrior you control to its owner's hand for a alien chi. And that can be good in a multiple of different ways. Obviously, you can only use it in your strategy phase, so fair enough, yeah, and it costs you a chi. But if you have a warrior that's been injured, and you just desperately want it back in your hand, or maybe it's got some -1/-1 counters from Nappa or something like that, your opponent maybe plays an action card in your strategy phase, you can then use the stack, get the warrior back into your hand in your strategy phase. Supreme Kai can basically save that warrior for you. Again, with a bit of planning, with a bit of ingenuity, Supreme Kai can be a really powerful warrior to play with. Then we got a few Vidal cards. We've got the, I think this is the set 2 or 3 Vidal that he came out in. It's got Ally Gohan, and that's about it. I would not run her in any deck realistically. She doesn't really do anything. She's human, so you can obviously use it in your usual Earth type of builds. Or if you particularly want to build a female deck, maybe using Zangya as well and things like that, then Vidal could be one. But then I would urge you to use this Vidal. It's the same turn cost. It still goes down in turn 2. It still doesn't cost you anything, but she comes down with toughness. And she can also, for free, during any action phase, if she's injured, she gets +3/+0. So she's miles better than this Vidal. Highly recommend to use this. If you're looking for support warriors, then still this Vidal doesn't really do the job for you. So in any circumstances, always use these sets. I think she's set 3, then she will be set 2, set 3, something like that. I'm not 100% sure. Always use this Vidal. Anyway. All right, now we got 3 foils of Prophecy of Fortune Teller Baba. And if you think, why the hell do I have this card? Well, you should really, really think about the power of what this event can give you. You can drop it at turn 4 for an Earth Chi. You then have to wait 4 more turns, but you're able to search your deck for any card you want to. And now you're asking, well, Boss Saiyan, what the hell are you talking about, mate? At turn 8, I will really not be interested to search my deck for any card. Well, that's true. But if you drop this event and then you can remove it straight away, it says when this event leaves play. It doesn't tell you that you have to spend the time limit counters. Play the Prophecy, then play your launch, for example. When launch comes into play, you can remove an event from play. There are loads of um, there are loads of technique cards out there as well that remove events from play. Yes, some of them might say that you need to have less than 2 turn counters, but there are some out there that just say straight up remove. Also, don't forget that there are more than one character that also removes event cards. And again, I would like to draw your attention to my Android build. Basically, what you get with a 2-card combination, Fortune Teller, Baba's Prophecy can basically search any card for you on turn 4 or onwards. So, excellent card. I wanted a couple of foils because it's a great card and foils always look brilliant. Talking about Fortune Teller Baba, we have 3 foil copies of her. Again, excellent, excellent card. Her stats are absolutely rubbish. But for 1 generic Chi in your strategy or action phase, you can look at the top 3 cards of your library and rearrange them as you like. And that's super cool if you're running a tool build. And if you haven't, then you should check out my tool build deck right now, where I run 2 Fortune Teller Babas to help me even out draws that I get with the 0-drop. I wanted to say Dr. Giraud, but it's not Dr. Giraud. Dr. Brief, Bulma's dad, the OG professor, basically allows you to play with the top card of your deck flipped, and if it's a tool card, you can play it as if it was in your hand. So Dr. Brief combined with Fortune Teller Baba basically allows you to dig 3 cards deep at the top of your deck, extending your hand by up to 3 cards, which is what we call virtual card advantage, guys, and that's what makes or breaks some games. Foil because I'm blinging out that deck. Moving on. 3 copies of Foil Full Moon. Guess where this bad boy is going to go? This is going to go into my Giant Ape deck. And again, if you haven't checked that out, then check it out right now. It's going to be at the top corner for you to click on and have a look at it. Full Moon is basically the enabler card for that deck. What we're looking to do is we're looking to swarm our opponent with loads of Giant Apes because they don't have the usual warrior restrictions. So you can have any number of Giant Apes in play. And if you have Full Moon out, of course, you basically switch target Saiyan warrior you control with a Giant Ape card from your hand. And we're going to combine this with Powerball. Again, 3 foil copies because I want to bling out that Giant Ape deck. Powerball allows you to switch the printed support and combat value of target Giant Ape warrior until the end of turn. For 2 generic Chi, again, really, really easy to play this card, and it can surprise your opponent. They'll be wondering, why did you stack up 2 Giant Apes behind each other? Well, because the Battlesuit Giant Ape has 7 attack value, and if you switch that support and combat value, then you get 7 support from your Giant Ape that's behind your lead warrior Giant Ape, and all of a sudden you're hitting for 14. So this Powerball is absolutely amazing. And I was lucky enough to get the foils for both of these cards. Excellent, excellent. All right, moving on. And we're getting towards the end of the pile because, you know, you can see we got quite a few play sets here. So there's actually only a few of them to go through. And so what we got here, we got a tambourine. I do have a few foil tambourines, but I wanted another one for my Evil Tribe Namekian deck. Tambourine, brilliant card. It has Evil Tribe, obviously, which is a very important keyword. Um, its injury stats are brilliant, still keeps it as a 3-0, and it has Plunder. And Plunder is an excellent ability. Stealing your opponent's Dragon Balls is always nasty, but very, very good. We got one foil copy of Devil Might Beam because I only had 2 copies of this card and I thought I'm going to complete the playset. It's a rubbish card, never play it. And last but not least, the final card I haven't had a copy of up until now. So I had Orange Star High School and Succeeded Talent that I was still missing from my complete collection, but now I can say that I have at least 1 copy of every single card in the game. So Succeeded Talent, it's actually a brilliant card. There really aren't many cards that will grant you this. I mean, you can see that the big brother of this card is realistically regaining the power, the wish that will give you Thresh 3 for one of your warriors. Succeeded Talent, in my humble knowledge, I would say is the only other card that can give Thresh to one of your warriors. Not that your warriors, obviously your warriors can have Thresh on their own, but there really aren't any techniques that will give you Thresh. So this can only be applied to Saiyan, but you can splash it again to any deck because it's too generic G that you need to pay for it in your action phase or any action phase. Doesn't matter whether you're the attacker or defender. Target user gets Thresh 1 until the end of turn. So I think it's a really cool card. Got the 3 foils, that makes my day. Basically, there isn't any card in this pile that isn't a foil. And that's realistically what I'm looking to get in terms of completing my collection. But if you're really looking to do some trades, the stuff that I'm looking for, I'm always looking for Dignity of the Conqueror. I'm always looking for Zeb Warriors Getter, you know, the promo card. Yes, that one. I'm always looking for foils. I'm interested in getting some foils. They don't have to be rare. They can be anything that is interesting. Is good to have. Also collecting the starter set Krillins, the one with the red dot at the bottom, the one that, you know, shoots out from both hands. I'm also collecting Pain and Power. I will never say no to Powerful Heritage. That's always a good card to have more of. Yeah, maybe a couple of super rares, maybe 4th form Cooler, maybe what else? Ultimate Transformation, I think that's a technique card. Yeah, there's always a few things that I'm out for. If you do have any of those cards, or if you think you have anything that I might be interested in, then you know, give me a shout, and we might be able to do a deal. But either way, I'll probably have some listings up on eBay in the next couple of months. There'll probably be bundles. I don't really want to do, you know, sell a card for 15 pence type of deals, because that, you know, with the postage and the fees you gotta pay for eBay and PayPal, you basically diminish your own profits on that. So I'll probably have a few lots out there. I'll let you guys know when I do, so you'll stay up to date with that stuff. And up until then, keep it safe, promote the game, keep playing Dragon Ball CCG, keep playing the new Dragon Ball Super card game, because that's another thing, that's amazing. Keep playing all those great card games, and stay tuned. But for now, Bus Saiyan signing out. Peace.